If you haven't figured it out by now, we're going to be talking to you about the Harlem Renaissance.
When you hear Harlem, most people today think about but that's not exactly what we're talking about.
It's more like... What is happening? That's not...
Pretty nifty, isn't it? The Harlem Renaissance was a cultural movement also known as a new Negro movement. It began in the 1920s.
After the abolishment of slavery, many African Americans from the South took part in the Great Migration, a movement where more than 6 million African Americans from the rural South migrated to the Northeast, Midwest, and West areas.
Harlem, originally a upper-middle-class white neighborhood in New York City, became concentrated with African Americans.
Though there was much black oppression around the rest of the nation, Harlem became a place to celebrate black culture.
With the increase of African Americans came the increase of culture. There was an explosion of music, art, theater, and of course our focus, poetry.
Poetry was a vast means for expression. It was a way black writers and poets could prove they were equal to white writers and poets.
It provided a sense of identity. The poems expressed the grief and struggles many African Americans faced. Poetry gave them a sense of community and identity which they cherished.
A well-known poet, Langston Hughes, was a great influence and contributor to American literature. He stressed his values through the themes of poems and coined the expression, "Black is beautiful." He focused on the concerns of the ordinary person.
Another poet, Claude McKay, made use of sonnets to attack racial violence. Poets from the Harlem Renaissance wanted to break free from Victorian moral values and middle-class shame about aspects of their life which might, as seen by whites, reinforce racist beliefs.
They often used free verse poetry to express these ideas. A variety of styles were used, for example, primitivism. This is the belief in the value of what is simple and unsophisticated.
It gave African American poets a more direct relationship to the natural world. They could express their desire for social and political equality and gained racial pride.
Poetry from the Harlem Renaissance also contributed to the structure of the blues, a genre of music that is still listened to today. Black exiles, people living outside their native country from the Caribbean and Africa, met in New York City after World War I.
They had a special influence on each other that brought a melting pot of culture into the Harlem Renaissance movement. Now you have a better sense of what the Harlem Renaissance movement really was.
Have a good day!